It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my all new review of Basketball Wives. It is extremely late. Super sorry, but bear with me. So it's picking up where it left off. The altercation between the sisters and the girls, right? So they're trying to separate them. And while trying to separate them, Jackie's giving a rundown about what happened. So the girls were exchanging words between Duffy. And Duffy threw a paper plate. The sisters threw apples. Brooke throws a drink. Noria picks up a champagne bottle, throws it, hits Brandy at the back of the head. Now, I remember last season, I paid attention to the girls' movements, you know what I'm saying? But it went black when it came down to that part. Because I saw Nia pick up a glass, break it, and held a shot in her hand. But I thought she threw it. I think she did, but they only took a moment to black it out when Noria picking up the champagne bottle and throwing it. And it literally hit Brandy in the back of the head. Because Brooke was trying to get into it, and the security guard is holding her back, and Brandy trying to hold Brooke back, and Brandy got hit in the crossfire, literally, with a champagne bottle. So it's too much. Everything's happening too fast. They're trying to clear everything out. Pretty much the security guards. And I think the producers are telling everybody to go, get them in the SUV, get out, right? So the twins, they're complaining, yelling, because they. But I feel like why are they complaining about being thrown at something when you guys threw things as well? Everybody played a part in this. While Duffy threw a paper plate, that led the opening if anybody could throw anything. So when she threw it, you guys threw it left and right. You threw a champagne bottle, okay? And the other sister, Noria, who really did not have a lot to say, is acting all types of crazy, like literally refusing to get into the SUV and going. And then she's yelling up, Memphis all day, Memphis all day. I said, girl, get in the damn car. Like, I don't know why you're complaining about being thrown at when you threw something too. So all the girls were on the rooftop talking about the situation has gotten crazy, and I think British was talking about how she wasn't feeling the sisters. Like she don't know them at all, but the last couple of times she just wasn't feeling their energy. So basically, they just be pushing buttons. And Brooke took accountability for throwing the glass, and I mean throwing the drink. Because she felt like I should not have been acting like a child and I should not have been antagonized for doing it. Now, the whole thing about Brooke being antagonized, I just think that Brooke already clocked Nia from the beginning and she kind of felt like, I don't like this chick. I see nothing good about this chick. I see nothing else to be, I see nothing. From her first mistake, that was her last mistake with me. Now did Brooke do too much? Absolutely, but I wasn't mad that Brooke kept her energy. She kept her energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't fooling with this girl. And I feel like the twins felt like they didn't do nothing wrong. They wasn't like, acting a certain way, but I never liked them from the first season I saw them. Now this season I still don't care for them. So I kind of don't feel bad about how they were treated, but this was a big mess though. Malaysia was frozen. She didn't know what to do. Duffy's trying to calm down. She's super emotional because she's been working so hard this weekend. She wanted to, do her DJ stuff. And she also wanted the girls to have a good time. But right now, considering the fact that how this situation came about, this is too much. I gotta go home. Now she feels like this situation escalated to be even more dangerous. Everybody's throwing bottles and people getting hit in the head. This is too much. I was like, Duffy, is you new? Have you not seen prior seasons of girls fighting? Evelyn threw champagne bottles. Evelyn threw plates. Evelyn almost grabbed a bamboo stick. Malaysia threw a table. We have had multiple times where it got dangerous. But I feel like those moments, it led to that happening. This moment, I felt like it was forced. It was put together. I don't see how you guys can get completely mad over a post. That's the one thing that I don't like. Like this all over a simple post, this was too much energy to be had. So the paramedics came to check on Brandy. Her vitals are good. She has a huge lump in the back of her head. They did not want to force her to go to the hospital, but she just felt like, I'm not taking my wig off though, but she'll put ice on it. And all this fighting has gotten too much for her to be even in the middle and then something being thrown at her. I say get out the fucking way then, Brandy. Don't jump in no more fights. So, like she said, Brandy is not about to stop any more fights. I'm getting out of the line of fire. Good. Stay out the line of fire. Because I wanted Duffy to put her money where her mouth is. I wanted her to. Um, Angel, she was glad that Jackie moved her within seconds because she could have gotten hit. Now, this is where Angel pissed me off in both episodes. She said, I feel like everybody should be aware that I am a 7-month pregnant woman who have a very high risk pregnancy And I feel like people are not taking accountability. People are not being aware of how I'm feeling or how I'm looking or how I'm doing. I said, Angel, you need to realize that you are a high risk pregnancy. You shouldn't even be here. Like, how do you expect for everybody to want to be careful about how you're doing when you need to do it for your damn self? You shouldn't even be here. You shouldn't even be here in the beginning. I was with Corn Pop when he said, you being a 7-month pregnant woman around all these women having arguments and fights, that's too much stress. You said you can handle it. No, the fuck you don't. Look at this. And you complain about how other people should be aware of your situation, how they should be, understanding. Angel, understand that you are a 7-month pregnant woman. You have a lot of stress. You need to take yourself out of stressful situations, not engage in them. Like, this is the whole victim thing that Angel's doing, and I don't like it. So Malaysia wants to take this time to show grace to the twins because when she got invited into the basketball wives group, she felt like the odd man out. And when she found Laura, she felt like nobody checked in on her. And she said she wanted to give the sisters an understanding about how we're there for you. I understand what you're going through, right? So Jackie feels responsible because she did bring the sisters around. And she wants to get understanding from them. Now they FaceTime them. And she feels like the only people who have a problem with me is Brooke and Duffy. I have no idea what's going on with them. I don't know why they have it out for us. I don't know. Brooke needs some needs some dick or something. And the other sister was embarrassed. She said she should have walked away. She's grown. And they're just expressing themselves about how the argument shouldn't have gotten to this place. But right now, there is no time to have a conversation. There isn't any. Duffy's pretty much ready to go home because after Jackie in Malaysia, no, oh yeah, go home because Jackie in Malaysia told everybody played a part. There was no one person that was wrong. There was no you were wrong. Everybody played a part in this, right? So she's ready to go home. She's ready to keep in mind how good this weekend was, how she's going to move forward with executive producing her album, and that was it. So all the ladies have a simple cigar break, pretty much wondering how we got to this point, right? British, once upon a time, thought about when she was brought to the group. She was 23, and she felt like she was going to be bullied. But she said, hell no, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Processing it now, 10 years later, being 33, I'm going to mind my business. I am not going to be involved in nothing. I'm not going to express my opinions. I'm just going to mind my business, okay? So Brooke apologizes again, takes accountability for throwing her drink, the whole antagonizing. She felt all the emotion. It got too much. And she felt like I allowed that to happen. I have to get control of my emotions, okay? And I have to dig deep as to why I reacted the way that I did. So basically, they wanted to have a good time this weekend, and it didn't work. So right now, they want to make a pact about we were going to be better than we were today. And British said, listen, life is too short. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I'm not about to, let something just fester and hide until I'm waiting to say something. No, I'm going to say something now. And thinking about the conversation that Brandy and Malaysia have, since they had that come to Jesus moment, she just wondered, like, what else could there be to be said? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you guys to just hide what you guys didn't want to say. Malaysia says she still don't want to put too much on a person. That's what she said. But British said, but that's your sister though. She'll let you know how much you put on her. She'll let you know if she can't handle it. She'll let you know. Don't act like you want to, keep yourself at a safe distance of allowing so much for a person where you don't want to say, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? But I understand where Malaysia's coming from because I feel like not everybody is going to be willing to, be a listening ear or be understanding. So you just feel like I'm just going to go ahead and tell you little things. And Malaysia, no, Brandy. That's when Brandy opened up with how she's had a health scare. It wasn't just about me figuring things out where I stand with you. I've also had a recent health scare. And of course, Malaysia was there when Brandy had her health scare and everything. And it just flashes back through all those times where they were really good friends. She had her bag, Malaysia had hers. All the times where Malaysia would pull up and be ready for Brandy. And then when they went to Paris, I think it was, they had the key lock about saying best friends forever. It was a really nice moment to see. I love that they had, the flashback. Now, of course, their friendship isn't going to be fixed overnight over this one conversation. It's going to take time for them to put the work in it and let it grow. So, Jackie Where is she? Jackie, British, and Brooke, they have a conversation about how they didn't have a lot of fun in Vegas. British came up with an idea with Angel to have a little basketball soiree. So we can all have a good time. Let's play a little basketball, have some food. Angel cannot play, she'll be the referee. And British let her know, like, listen, Jackie, I do not know the sisters, but the last few times they've been around, they've been in altercations. So I feel like I do not want them around for this event. I'm not mad that British said that though, because it's the truth. She don't know them, but see, considering the fact that she's probably been a listening ear of the situation, and I haven't seen British take her own time to get to know the girls, but I feel like she probably don't need to, and she probably could tell by their interaction, probably tell by their energy, and felt like, you know what, I do not want this event to be a shit show, because since it's still kind of a high tense moment, they don't need to come. Now Jackie feels like y'all should give them a chance though. Y'all should give them a chance. You know Brooke don't want to give them a chance. Brooke has been off the girls ever since the baby not the baby gender reveal. And Jackie respects the lady's decision, but she feels like the girls aren't the main issue. They haven't been the ones starting all the drama. You're right, Jackie, they haven't been. But at the same point in time, we're going to have to call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? Wow. It's been a lot of little things, Malaysia and Brandy. It's been the situation with Angel. It's been you being messy, and now the sisters. Everybody has played a part in how the drama has been circulating around the group. But I feel like the intense moments, just keep it a buck though. They don't need to be around. Malaysia. So after weeks of searching for a home, Malaysia found a home for her children in LA. So they moved back to LA full time. And she's trying to get the kids, settled in school and everything. And now she's still trying to figure out what to do when it comes to her ex for child support. I said it before, Malaysia. I don't know what you're doing with your money. Like, how much was this home that you built? That you bought, and why are you trying to pussyfoot around what you should do with guarding your ex for child support? You know he needs to pay. You know he needs to help you out because those are his children too. He has a responsibility as well. But I feel like it's every point in time Malaysia's going to mention what she should do with this child support situation. Anyway, Duffy is back home with Iman and having a conversation about not quitting being a DJ, you know? And when she realized being back on stage, I don't want to end this. I want to still be a DJ. I want to still move forward with this. And she did ask French Montana for his support to help exactly produce a record, and he said yes. And until that part comes out, till that part becomes a reality, I'm still gonna DJ. So of course Iman isn't happy. He feels like she did a complete 180. She reneged on everything they talked about. I felt like Duffy is what's the word? She's not required, but she has the automatic, reason to change her mind. You did not write it down. You did not sign it in blood. She did not have a verbal agreement with you where she cannot go back on. She had to feel it for herself to say, you know what? I don't want this. I don't want to not have this. I love being a DJ. So the fact that he was super mad about it, which makes me feel like he wanted her to stay home. And she said, have I asked you to stop being a sports agent? Now we're looking at the differences of careers, right? He's a sport agent. He doesn't travel as much. He just, does meetings and make phone calls all day. While being a DJ, she travels. She has long nights. But at the same point in time, she's not dumb. But if you've already known this about Duffy from the beginning, you met her, you have been with her all these years. You know how her work is. You know what is required for her work. Why are you now trying to say she's spending too much time though? If you've known this from the beginning. Then of course it's kind of like, so how is this gonna work? You're gonna still do this for the next 2 years because we have a daughter now. I honestly feel like because now that he has his own child with her, because she was already a single mother when he met her, but now that he has a child with her, he wants to now place her in the Susie homemaker vibe, stay home with the children. No. That's not how she was when you met her. That's not how she was after you proposed to her and still haven't married her. That's not going to change because she now has another child. No. Like, so is it going to be for the next 2 years? What's going to happen? I don't know. He feels like she'll miss out on those years of her daughter growing up. And he feels like, I don't want to have to deal with what you do, but that's not how my job works. I don't understand. I feel like he doesn't want to take on the responsibility of not being a stay-at-home dad, though, but still making it work. You don't do nothing. Like she said, he has a different career. All he does is make phone calls. He doesn't have to leave the home as much. So he can pretty much make it work with helping Shawnee out and still do what he do being a sports agent while Duffy is doing what she has to do being a DJ. He just wants her to be on her. He just wants her to be at home eating bonbons all day, and that's not what she wants to do, and I don't like that. And like she said, I have no control over your career. You have no control over mine. So he's looking at a time frame of how long she's gonna do this. And I don't think she gave him one because I feel like he's gonna remind her every 5 minutes of you said he was gonna look, you said he was gonna be about this long, you said it's gonna be about this long. It's coming down to that point. What you gonna do? I feel like Duffy, don't give him any time frame. Don't give him any date. Don't give him nothing. Say I'm gonna do this, and it's gonna take however long it's going to take, and you're gonna support me. Just like how she's been supporting you being a sports agent all this time. So the argument didn't get resolved because I don't think he wants to understand why she still wants to do this. You've been a part of her life for the last 9 years. She's never did nothing but be a DJ. You expected for her to say, okay, I'm done now because y'all had a baby together? Hell no. Because she still wants something for herself. You still doing what you have to do. Nobody else have stopped you. Nobody else has told you to loosen the times that you're on the phone, loosen the time that you have to scout other talented players. No. Why are you doing that all on her? Because you have a child now? You can miss me, Iman. You can miss me, okay? And she's doing what she wants to do. And Duffy, still say what you want to do. Still put your foot down at the end of the day. So Brooke meets up with her father, and her father's the most important person in her life, talking about her son being in college, and she has some mend fences about what she's been holding on to. So lately, Brooke had an argument with her mother. It got petty, it got loud, words were said, mostly by Brooke, and they haven't spoken. And she really wants to have a conversation about letting it go, because that's pretty much what led to her having so much of a blow up at the sisters. She's been holding on to all the energy, all the emotions of her not speaking to her mother. And she realizes how much anger that she has and how my family is at a strain. I do not want to bring another baby into this world while our family is kind of cracked. I also feel like you don't want a baby at this point because of how easy it is for you to turn up at that. Like, I feel like, Brooke, you're using the fact that you haven't had a good relationship or you haven't been in a good space with your mother to now say, I can't bring a baby here. Brooke, it's okay. You don't want a baby, it's okay to not have a baby, okay? Because I honestly felt like you using this time to, I have no idea why. I still don't understand why you feel like at this point you want to have another baby. But you already said you have nannies lined up. That means you don't want to have a baby though. And the fact that you are in a space where you so highly triggered, highly emotional, highly ready to pop off from somebody, yeah, you're not in the right space to have a baby at this point. You're not. We're gonna move on. Malaysia. Malaysia and Brandy, they have a private conversation, and it's uncomfortable because she has two different emotions. I'm excited about seeing my friend, but I don't know where it's gonna go. So it got awkward. They talk about how their kids are doing. She asks about Brandy's son Jason. He needs a sibling. They were talking about adoption, but dealing with her passing of her father, the conversation kind of got halted. And talking about her father, Malaysia wanted to know that has she grieved yet? She said no. She has good days and bad days. And she's learned that don't sweep things under the rug because it will chase you. And just having this honest conversation brought back old times. You know what I'm saying? And it was nice for them to get together because they love each other, right? But they just haven't had any conversation in the last 3 years. Everything is pretty much new. There's no telling what can happen. You know what I'm saying? And it's just going to take baby steps. They're not going to be back to how they were. They're not going to be how they used to be. But they're not going to allow for them to be apart like this again. So basically, just taking baby steps to rebuild our friendship. You know what I'm saying? So British called and invited them to the basketball soiree. And Malaysia's going to be the cheerleader. Brandy's going to play. So we also see simple scenes. We see Duffy in the studio with Kay Camp, music producer and rapper, getting a beat for her music. We see Malaysia packing up her stuff to move into her new home. And we see Angel watching her son shoot some hoops. Brooke goes over to, I believe, her brother's house. And we see her brother, her fine-ass brother, her mother, her grandmother. Beautiful ladies, okay? Beautiful ladies. And just opening up about the conversation that they had. It was a disagreement that got way out of hand, that got worse. Turns out Brooke and her mother had not spoken to each other in over a year. And it just got to the point where she feels like I don't express myself well, and I just bottle up inside. And when it's about to come out, it all comes out. And I never wanted to be that way. And then the distance that it took from that petty argument. And it's terrible that it happened. But she wanted to pretty much overcompensate being a daughter. She wanted to make them proud. She wanted to, do more helping out. And the grandmother, being the matriarch, said, listen, disagreements will happen, but don't let that separate you from your family. Okay? Life is too short to worry about a petty argument, worry about what words were said, and you need to just come back home. You know what I'm saying? Just don't let it fester you that you want to distance yourself from your family. You know? And at that point, to let it fester where you did not speak to your mother for a whole year, I couldn't do it. I have had arguments, disagreements with my mother where we have not spoken for the last couple of days, but I will never let it get to a point where I do not speak to her for a whole year. It won't work like that. I can't even reach a month without speaking to her. So basically, it's kind of like I'm not about to let this ruin my relationship with my mother because this is my only mother. I cannot allow this relationship to be broken. So this was a really nice moment. I could tell that Brooke was extremely emotional in this situation, but I'm happy that that got cleared. Angel. Everybody's coming over Angel's house to have some fun at the basketball game, so they weren't able to have fun in Vegas. They're going to design their own jerseys. They have little arts and crafts. Dove is in the studio working on her track. She could not make it. And she really wants to mend fences with Iman, right? They haven't been in the same place ever since their argument. Now, he comes to the studio, and all he wants is for her to not, what did he say? He wants her to, the work to not take her away from him and the baby. But basically, I'm going to be in the studio most of the times. I'm going to be, working late. There are times where I might travel. But he said, will you be on the road a lot? No, this might lessen me be on the road. Oh, great. I'm happy about that. Okay. So she won't be traveling as much. He's down for all that. I think he wanted to be understood. He don't like her being gone all the time. Now, I don't know if he don't like her being gone, which means he has to take on the responsibility of watching the baby more, of what she's supposed to determine my mind with. Like, you don't like being left alone with your own daughter, sir? You want her to stay home and watch the daughter while you just have the time to just make phone calls and just sit at home all day? I don't know. That's where my mind went. But he wants to be compromising. You know what I'm saying? So he is compromising her doing the record, being in the studio, lessening the time to DJ, but she's not done being a DJ. She lets me know I'm gonna still DJ from time to time while this is still being happening, but she won't be on the road as much. So he wants to support. He wants to support her, and she's happy for that. Go ahead. So they have the basketball game. The ladies have a great time. I think the pink team won, which was Brandy, British, I believe. I forgot who was on the pink team. Basically, pink team won, and now they're ready to eat. So, hey y'all, I'm back. Like I said, so the girls separate and eat, and Jackie and Brooke have separate conversations with Malaysia and Brandy, pretty much to talk about how they've been doing since they had their come to Jesus moment in Vegas. Have they talked? Have they communicated? How have their friendship been going since that conversation? And both of them pretty much said it's going good, baby steps. Brandon talked about, it's not going to be how it was because we haven't spoken in 3 years. So it's pretty new for us to be right back into this space. And Malaysia talked about a lot. She let some things go. And she does miss her sister. Brooke wanted to know, does he trust Malaysia? She said, I don't know. I don't expect for us to get back to how we were, but I don't want to keep rehashing things. So based off of how we have been able to have a good time, we've been cordial, I'm not fully ready to let my guard down and really trust her at this point. I want to protect my space, and I feel like Brandy is entitled to feel that way. While she had this nice moment with Malaysia, it's not going to be like how it was. And based off of how Malaysia has been treating people in her life the last few seasons, I'm not mad that Brandy wants to be cautious about it. I'm not. And I've seen the comments where people be like, oh my God, Brandy, what do you want? Do you want to be friends with her or not? Stop using her for a storyline. I just feel like you guys don't understand. They haven't been friends in 3 years. A lot has happened in 3 years. A lot, what was said, what hasn't been said, feelings. it's going to take them time to rebuild that trust, and it happens. But y'all, that's it. That's all I have for this episode. Please stay tuned for episode 10. And I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.